pronouncing the name of the poet, so you have to pronounce after me. Maude Rubin. Okay, Maude Rubin, not Maude, Maude Rubin. Okay, so this poem, Mystery of the Talking Fan, is composed by Maude Rubin. And very strange thing with the poem, that mystery of what? The talking fan. Have you ever seen a fan talk? Probably not. But in our story, in our poem rather, we will see that how a fan can talk. It is the mystery that how a fan talks. Okay. So in the previous chapter, the expert detectives, there was a mystery, there was a case. Again in the poem, there is a mystery about the talking fan. Okay, so no wonder no one would have seen any fan talk, the ceiling fan. Okay, so in the poem also, the poet discusses about this mystery, that how can a fan talk, and if it talks, what does it say? Okay, so all of that will be seen in the poem, that how a fan talks, what a fan talks about, and how it is talking. Okay, so the poet has explained us and that what the fan is talking. So we will see in the poem, and I think you will enjoy it. You will get to know that how the fan is talking and what the fan is talking. So without wasting much time, I am Aman, you are watching video classes. Let's see what is there in the poem, Mystery of the Talking Fan. Okay, so let's start our poem Mystery of the Talking Fan. I have already given you the introduction about the poem. So now we will see that what is there in the poem. The poem is a very simple poem and it has very few lines. Okay, it is not a very lengthy poem, and the poem is composed by Maude Rubin. Okay, so Maude Rubin is the poet of the poem, and as I have given you the brief description or the background of the poem, I have explained you, in which I have told you that this poem is about a non-living thing, that is a fan. So the poet tells us about the fan, the activity of the fan. Okay, so in the poem we will see that what the fan does and what is there in our poem. So without wasting much time, let's see what is there in the poem. I will read and explain the poem together. So let's start. Okay, mystery of the talking fan. Is there a ceiling fan in the room where you are sitting now? Okay, so the poet is asking us that is there a ceiling fan in the room where you are sitting right now? Mostly the students, if they are sitting inside a room, they will say yes. Okay, beside some of the students may have the ACs, but still we have fans at our homes. Okay, so mystery of the talking fan. So this poem is about fan, and the poet is asking us, is there a ceiling fan at your room where you are studying right now, sitting right now? So your answer must be yes. Okay, is the fan quiet or noisy? So is the fan making noise or is it quiet? If the fan would be working, if the fan is on, maybe it is making some kind of a noise. What is your answer? Okay, if it is noisy, you may be sure it is a distant relative of the talking fan. So very nicely poet has introduced his idea to us, that he is asking us whether you are sitting in your home and you have a fan over your head. If yes, is it noisy or is it silent? If your fan is also noisy like of that poet's, then your fan is relative of the talking fan. Okay, so in the poem which you are going to read, the talking fan which is there in the poem, so the poet is saying if your fan is noisy, then it must be a relative of the talking fan. Okay, so let's see. Here is a picture of a fan. We all have fans at our home. Okay, and we have fan in our school also. Okay, so what is a thing about fan? Sometimes when it gets old, it makes a kind of a noise. Okay, what kind of a noise? Some noise it makes, a very disturbing noise. So whenever it makes a distant noise, what we do, maybe we call our electrician. But in case if we are skilled enough, if we know ourselves that we can repair the fan, so what we do, we just, our fathers just, your father just, they put it out, they pull it out from the socket, from the ceiling, and what they do, they see, they put oil in the motor. Okay, so they put some oil in the motor, and what happens then, the fan stops making any kind of noisy sound. Okay, so this is the thing you must have witnessed sometime. Okay, some of you must have seen this at their homes, that maybe their father or any electrician who would have done this oiling. In many objects, if you are using any electrical device or any such device, you are using your what we say, gates. Okay, in your gates also, if it makes creaky sound, the doors, if it makes a creaky sound, what we do, we put some oil over it. When the things get rusty, they make some noise. Okay, so we put oil. And in case of electronic device, they require oil also, not for just rustiness, they require oil otherwise as well. So in this picture you can see the man is putting some oil so that the fan will not make any noise. So coming back to our poem, let's start our poem. Once there was a talking fan, electrical his chatter. I couldn't quite hear what he said, and I hope it doesn't matter, because one day somebody oiled his little whirling motor, and all the mystery was spoiled. He ran as still as water. So, see, very beautifully poet has crafted the poem. In few lines he has delivered whatever he wanted to say. Once there was a talking fan. So the poet is telling us that once upon a time there was a talking fan. So can fans talk? Can a fan do talking? Your answer must be no. Okay, fan is a non-living thing. It is an object. So how can it talk? But the poet here has used personification. What is personification? When we personified some non-living creature, when we call a non-living thing as a proper human being, it is called personification. For example, we say the clouds are running very fast. So can the clouds run? Yes, they can do the movement, but like a human being, can they run? No, but we are doing the personification. The tree stood like a tall man. So can a tree become a man? No. Here the poet is doing personification. So he is saying that once there was a talking fan. Okay, so the fan was chatting. So is it not possible? Is it possible? It is not possible that a fan can talk, but in our poem the fan is doing that. Electrical his chatter. So here the poet tells us that how he talks electrically. Okay, the noise that comes from the fan, the sound that comes from the fan, here poet has used as chatting or talking, that when the fan is making any kind of sound, the electric sound, that is called his talking. Okay, I couldn't quite hear what he said, and I hope it doesn't matter. So the poet is saying, I couldn't understand. So can you understand the fan's words? Because it makes the sound. So can you understand that language? If we consider a fan as a person, here personification is used. So can we understand the language of a fan? No. Can we understand the language of animals? No. So same way, we can't understand the language of fan. So the poet is telling us that once there was a talking fan, a fan that used to talk. Electrical was his chatter. So always he used to do some electric talk. I couldn't quite hear what he said because I don't understand the language of fan. And I hope it doesn't matter. And I hope that it is not related to me. Whatever he is saying, it doesn't concern me. It is not about me. So the poet is hoping that the fan who is talking, the words that he is saying doesn't concern our poet. So he's hoping that whatever he's saying, whatever the fan is talking, it should not be of his concern. It should not be directed towards him. Okay, because one day somebody oiled his little whirling motor. I showed you a picture of a man putting oil in the fan. So he was putting oil on the motor so that it could run without any noise smoothly. So the poet is saying us that once there was a fan who was a very talkative fan, and he used to make electrical chatters, electrical sounds, which was his talk, and I couldn't hear what he said. I couldn't understand what he said because I don't know the language of fan, and I hope it doesn't matter also. It doesn't concern me also, because that is the talk of fan. What do I have to do with the with his speaking? And I hope it doesn't matter, because one day somebody oiled it. Now the poet is saying that somebody one day oiled it so that it doesn't make any sound. His little whirling motor. So the motor that is there in the fan, there are the fan wings, and in that it has a small round shaped motor. Okay, so he's saying someone oiled the motor, the whirling motor, and all the mystery was spoiled. So it was a mystery before someone oiled the fan. It was a mystery to the poet that what the fan must have been talking. So before the mystery could have been solved, that what the fan must be talking, what happened? Someone oiled it and the mystery was spoiled. The mystery cannot be resolved now, and he ran as still as water. So the fan became smooth again because of the oil, and the sound stopped coming. So the chatter that a fan was doing, chatter means talk, so whatever the fan was saying stopped because the fan was oiled, and the sound stopped coming from it. So the mystery that could have been solved by the poet was left unsolved. Okay. So I hope that these lines are clear to you. Very simple poem is there, very easy lines are there which you can easily understand. So now let's see that how you will write the summary of the poem. Okay, so here we have the summary. First of all, you will write that these lines have been taken from whom? From Maude Rubin's poem Mystery of the Talking Fan. You will write the name of the poet, then you will mention the name of the poem, then you will say that what the poet is trying to say. So you will write, in these lines closely the poet observes the movement of the ceiling fan. The fan is not table fan or any other fan, it is the ceiling fan. So the poet is, you will write in your summary that the above lines are taken from our poem Mystery of the Talking Fans, composed by Maude Rubin, and in these lines the poet is telling us that the movement of the ceiling fan is creating noise, so I am calling it noise chatter. It's noise chatter. So the poet observes the fan closely, and the movement of the ceiling fan is called noise by him. The poem opens with the personification of the fan. Okay, I told you that in the poem poet has personified the fan. The fan is a non-living thing, it is an object, but the poet has termed it as a human being. So he has personified it, that it is an actual person, because what he has given him, being given human attributes like talking, okay, ability of talk and chatter, only human can do that. So he has given him the ability of human, and he has personified the fan. The poet calls the fan's noise as electric chatter. So whatever the fan is talking, the poet calls it electrical chatter. The poet is unable to comprehend. Comprehend means understand. Okay, the poet is unable to understand what exactly it means. Okay, so the poet is unable to understand whatever the fan was saying, but when he was trying to make any sense of what the fan was saying, before he could do that, before he could understand the fan, what happened? Someone before he could it is written over here, the poet could succeed in decoding the mystery. So the mystery of the talking fan was there, that what the fan must be talking and why the fan is talking and how the fan is talking. Before it all could be resolved, what happened? Before it could be resolved, the mystery could be resolved, what happened? Somebody oiled the motor. Okay, so the motor that was there in the fan, it was oiled, and the noise stopped coming. Okay, ever since it functioned in smooth manner. Okay, smooth manner. So when the person oiled the fan, what happened? Its speed came back, it became smooth, it functioned very properly, and the noise after that never came back. Okay, so in such a smooth manner it was oiled that its noise can no more be heard, and the talking fan fell silent. So the mystery remained unsolved. How? The poet wanted to know that what the fan was saying and how the fan was saying, why the phone is why the fan is talking. So what happened? Before he could get answer to his questions, someone oiled the fan, maybe his father or an electrician oiled the fan. And what happened? Oiled it motor rather. Okay, not the fan, oiled its motor. So before the poet could understand the meaning of the talking of fan, it was oiled and the noise stopped coming, and the fan ran smooth ever after, and it became silent. So this was the explanation of your poem, and I have told you the poem, I have read the poem, and I have explained the poem, and I have given you the summary also. Our poem concludes, and I hope that you have enjoyed the poem, The Mystery of Talking Fan. Okay, so it was a very nice poem. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I have explained you the summary also of the poem. I hope that you will go through that and try to write the summary on your own. But in case if you will feel that you are having any trouble with the summary, you can follow the summary given in the video, or you can ask me also regarding any confusion. Okay, so complete all your work on time, and if you have any doubts, share it with me. So thank you so much for watching the video.